Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and another video on the Escort RS Turbo. So in today's video we are going to be looking at dealing with the rust in this front panel here and just generally tidying up the rest of the the front inner arch here. So what I'll do is I'll get the camera set up in the tripod and we get on with cleaning all this up and assessing what the panel is like before we start cutting it out. So guys, after a quick whip round with the old drill and surface conditioning disc and the grinder, this is what we're left with. This is a little bit to try and do here where the two panels overlap, but in general a lot of it is just surface corrosion under the paint. So I think by the time we sort of give it a bit of a grind up and then some treatment with some rust treatment and then a coat of epoxy primer, we should get away with a lot of this. But as we come down to here, we got a hole here and obviously this hole here, and it's quite pitted all the way up through here up to just under this brake pipe. So my plan is to try and do this in two halves. So we'll probably come up to here with the first half, or maybe here. I'll weigh it up once we get it all cut out. But yeah, we'll do this in two halves because I think that would be too big a panel to make in one. So yeah, that's the plan for that bit. So we'll concentrate on this bit first. And there's also, when I cleaned it up, there's this little bit that's got to be fabricated so we can do, before we can put the wing on. So that'll be a bit later after this panel's been done. So I'll back it on some time lapse. We get this all cut out and we'll have a look inside at the condition of the chassis rail. So the inside of this section actually cleaned up quite well. It's still really solid. Got a little bit to let in here, which is obviously the front cross member. But yeah, I've given it a go over with the belt sander and a drill and cleaned it all back. And it's a little tiny bit of pit in there, but hopefully by the time we spray it with a bit of well-through primer, and then once it's all welded up and finished, we get some load of wax oil in here, it'll preserve it. So I'm going to get some well-through primer, get all this primed up, let it dry, and then we start fabricating a panel to go back in here. So running a little bit low on sheet metal, so what we're going to use is the leftover, I think that might have been the rear floor pan. So there's a bit of a flat piece there. Just going to put this in here. We draw around it, we mark the holes, we get it cut out, and then we look at getting this shape knocked into it, and we get it back in there. Obviously once we've sorted this little piece out here. So I'll get that drawn up and cut out and get on with it. So as you've seen a time lapse, we got this all welded up and this little hole here where I misjudged the measurement on the panel, so I let a little piece in here. So with the next step of this repair, I'm going to cut this out as one panel, and then we're going to cut this repair section as a second panel. And as you can see, the original panel is joined here anyway. So by the time we slice that through here and take the spot welds out, we can have a look at what the metal is like behind and see if that needs any repair. So I will get on with cutting this out and then we can have a look what the panel behind is like. So I did say I would cut in before I painted it, but I forgot all about it. So I got it all cut out and I cleaned it all back, and it's obviously it's very similar to down here. It all ground back pretty well. Very small pitty bits, but I've given it a coat of weld through primer. And again, once it's all done and finished, we can get some wax oil all sprayed in these bits, and that will help protect it for years to come, hopefully. But while I was off camera, I did manage to make this piece to go to replace this piece that we cut out of here. So my plan is to get this tacked in here, and then that will give me the definite shape to make a piece of metal for here, and then we get one made up for in there. But that's just a 90 degrees right angle, so that is easy. So we get this tacked in, and we can get a piece of paper, put my finger around it and get the shape. We cut it out of some metal, and yeah, get that tacked in as well. So there we are, guys. That's that bit all let in and welded up. I just drilled through the outlines of where that hole needs to be for this fixing to go back in, which I'll drill out at a later date. But I think I'd agree that's a lot better than what it was. So for this side, I'm going to look at dealing with this little bit here, where it's just started to blow between the two panels. So my plan will be to just cut down there, and probably open this up a little bit so I can get in there and clean this back panel, and then maybe cut off this lip and then weld a new piece on, and then let this original panel back in, spot weld it to there, and that should be that finished. So I'll get my little Dremel out, I'll get this cut, and we'll open it up. So I've got that all finished off, all welded in and primed up. Obviously just wants a bit of seam sealer, cover that up, but that's all nice and solid now. Next I am planning on getting things like this let in, just so the new wing has got something to weld to. Not that it's not bad. It's just got a couple of bits where it's that bit there and that bit there. And I think what I'll do is probably just put my bit of copper pipe under there and fill that bit and that bit with weld, and then potentially try and do something with this. So before I get started, I'm gonna move this water bottle. So I know these are quite hard to get hold of, so I don't want to damage this. We'll have to take it off at some point and give it a good clean up. But I'll get this unbolted, get it shifted over, probably get a blanket, the old fire blanket over the engine there, and we get these bits cut out and those bits let in, and yeah, we'll see what we move on to from here. So here we are, guys. Got all the little rust patches cut out, as you see in the time lapse, and I managed to use my little bit of copper pipe just to fill these little holes in, which came out pretty well, to be honest. Giving it a coat of well-through primer, so it's all now protected and ready for when we get the wing put on. So I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. We managed to get a lot of work done on the front inner wing there. I think in the next video we will look at dealing with the surface rust on the front slam panel and getting this piece cut out. And once that's done, we can prime it, stone chip it, do the same to the back side of the wing, and then get that wing put on. So if you are enjoying these videos, guys, do please continue to like and subscribe, and drop any comments you want to ask me in the comments, and I will greatly answer them and get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.